Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Slime Rancher. In the last episode, we discovered the Glass Desert, which is the absolute craziest place that we have been to so far. It is so dangerous there too. Like, not only do we have these crazy little slimes, the Dervish slime to watch out for, but there's also solar anomalies that literally make fire spout from the ground in giant pillars. So needless to say, it is a very good thing that we upgraded our health before we went. We managed to stay alive despite it all, so I'm very, very proud of that fact. But now we have a Dervish slime to hopefully pen down somewhere. We're going to have to make a very strong corral, and I think we're going to use this one where all of our little phase lemons are. I think they actually might be ready to harvest too. So let's see if this works. You guys have mentioned that we need to throw some other type of fruit at it. Hopefully we have some pogo fruits left over. Oh yeah, tons and tons of pogo fruits in here. So let's gather up some of these and see if maybe we can get our hands on some of our very first homegrown phase lemons. We'll try shooting our pogo fruits right at one of them. I think it might have worked. Yeah, there we go. There's our phase lemon, all right. So yeah, it's definitely not the most effective way to get food because we're losing our pogo fruit in the process. So it costs one piece of fruit to even harvest one of these phase lemons. And that's why I think we're probably not going to keep this on the ranch, because this is going to be quite a bit of work for very, very little reward. But our quantum slimes should be very happy. We can give them their very favorite snack before we get rid of this tree. I think there's still a couple more left on here too, so let's see if we can maybe grab a couple more of these pogo fruits in the process. I know they have tons, and you guys are going to be so much happier with the phase lemons to eat. In fact, let's chuck a couple of these in here right now. You guys probably have missed the taste of phase lemons. They're not easy to get your slimy little paws on after all. There we go, that's every last one of them. So we'll go ahead and demolish this plot right here, and in its place, of course, we're going to make a lovely corral for our Dervish slime. So I have my fingers crossed that this is going to be enough to contain the slime at the very least. We know just how dangerous they can be with those giant tornadoes that they like to whip up. So far, I've found that the quantum slimes can't actually teleport when we have them in their corrals, so that's why I'm hoping this is going to be the same. Like, maybe this will be enough to keep the tornadoes out of reach. But he's adorable, isn't he? He's absolutely adorable despite his very, very dangerous ways. And he looks happy inside his corral, all things considered. He's not shooting out any of those giant tornadoes just yet, so maybe we're in the clear. Maybe we'll be safe. But I think what I'm going to do is also replace the plot back here. We have the pogo fruits growing to feed to our quantum slimes, but since both the Dervish slime and the quantum slime like fruit, I think they would probably prefer the prickle pears. The prickle pear is actually the favorite food of the Dervish slime after all. If I remember correctly, they love their prickle pears, so it'll be a little more effective to have these in the area instead. We'll remove these crops and then send a prickle pear right inside and watch it grow. It has that like thorny base too. This is a very dangerous tree. Well, hopefully our quantum slimes will know better than to try to climb this thing. We'll save the phase lemons somewhere too, since they have so many pogo fruits to eat now. We don't want to waste these lemons. They're very hard to come by. What we can do though is grab one of our many tabby plorts and of course turn this lovely Dervish slime into its very own tabby. So we haven't seen any hybrids of the Dervish slimes just yet. So I'm quite curious to see what they're going to look like. And not only that, but this is going to be a very dangerous cat, a little tornado cat. So let's see how it looks. Oh my goodness. You look like a little planet cat, actually. A little Saturn cat with those rings around your belly. So a couple prickle pears should be more than enough to keep you tied over for now. Of course, we'll put a couple of these pogo fruits in here too, just in case. But since it's only one slime, we only have one slime inside this corral. Look how happy he is. Oh my gosh, that giant grin! So very happy to be in a brand new home inside a very safe corral where they can't cause any damage. You are having the time of your life. But they might be a little bit happier with friends too. So what we can do is we can try to find some tabbies out and about in the world and bring them back, because I'm sure they're going to be a little bit easier for us to get our hands on as opposed to the Dervish slimes themselves. We actually only saw one Dervish slime at the time. Typically, our slimes tend to come in giant groups, so that was kind of surprising to me. And we still don't have anything inside our little Gordo trap, but I have my fingers crossed that we'll see something pretty soon. Now, of course, the other thing we're going to want to take a look at before we leave for the glass desert again is all of our extractors. We placed some right outside of our ranch to hopefully get some of that, what was it called, deep brine? Let's see if it worked. We placed a whole bunch of these pumps out here. Yeah, there we go, the deep brine, and we even have some of that oil too. So I'm sure we could make plenty out of that, but we needed the deep brine specifically for all of those teleporters. And it seems like we have plenty to take back with us. Oh, that's something new. I don't think we've seen that yet before. Some lava dust. A survey on the state of this matter answered undecided. Okay, that sounds very, very mysterious, but I'm sure we can make something special out of that too. If we haven't seen it yet before, it must be pretty rare to get our hands on. So let's send that straight into the refinery. And then we need to see if we found any hexacombs in our apiaries. That should actually be the very last thing that we need to hopefully make our pink teleporters. We have just enough deep brine for the pink teleporters. And we need one last hexacomb, so I think we can pretty confidently say that we'll have enough to make it. Then the question is, what would be the best place to put our very first teleporter? Of course, we're going to want the exit to be right on our own ranch, so it'll be very easy to get to and from places while we're trying to gather resources and whatnot. But I think for now, since we're doing so much exploring around the glass desert, we still have so much to explore in that area. It feels like we did a lot of exploring already, but that place is massive. Actually, if we take a look at our map, it looks like it's almost just as big as the far range itself. We have a lot of work ahead of us, especially because the place is so bare. We did see those very, very mysterious plants that we can't seem to water or really do anything with, in all honesty, so there has to be some sort of connection between those and maybe the statues. We were going to bring some of the rock plorts along with us to hopefully put inside the statues' mouths, so we'll have to see how that goes today too. But first things first, we absolutely need our teleporter. And oh my gosh, my rock slimes. Look how many plorts you have inside there. It's because we are all full up in our plort collector, so maybe it's time for a little bit of slime maintenance too. There we go, that's a little bit better. And that gives us quite a bit of extra funds as well, so maybe before we leave, since we do need to take a look at that letter that Casey sent us anyway, let's go ahead and upgrade our rewards club rank as well. It only costs 3,000 new bucks to get this arch upgrade, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then we have some more of those chromas too. Oh, excellent. Some firecracker chromas, some grape shot chromas. Let's buy that. And then we have the slime toy shop. Well, it goes without saying that we're going to have to purchase that one too. We're definitely going to have to go check that out as well. But first things first, let's check our star mail. It looks like we have another one of the letters from the 7Z Corporation. I'm sure they probably installed something while we weren't looking, right? The 7Z Corporation would like to congratulate you on obtaining the rank of Rolling Beetle 1. With this rank, you now have access to a revolutionary new technology for slime enrichment and preoccupation from activities that would otherwise hinder ranching. We call this new technology Slime Toys. Much easier to swallow than all of that other nonsense. Slime Toys can now be purchased from the shop we have just installed on your ranch. Please excuse the excessive pauses in that last sentence, but our technician drones may have needed extra time for the installation, and we did not wish for our claim to be inaccurate. The 7Z Corporation giving robots time to do their job right, one sentence at a time. Excellent. So now we should have slime toys that we can buy. That's probably where we can get even more of those lovely yarn balls too that I'm sure our toppies are going to enjoy. Now Casey's letter. It looks like this might be about the Africa trip. Thanks, Bia. I never knew you felt that way. I picture you out there on a safari avoiding the clutches of lions on the savannah, riding elephants across raging rivers, and then as you sit under the stars at night, your weathered hand opens up a locket and there's a picture of me inside. And then your loyal chimpanzee companion gives you a somber, knowing look. Is that accurate? Well, for what it's worth, I missed you too when I was in LA. Ugh, that bar was just awful, but at least I got some stage time. From Casey. P.S. The chimp's name was Colonel Bananas. Well, that's a perfect name for a chimp if I ever did hear one, but that's adorable. So it sounds like even while Bia was out in Africa, she was still thinking of Casey all the time. And there are slime toys, right in front of all of our gardens again. So let's take a quick peek at these too. Yeah, we can get the beach balls. I've seen this one before. The slimes were actually playing with it right by the shore, but they lost it before we could get our hands on it. It says that pink slimes like these, and then we have a big rocks, which I would imagine the rock slimes enjoy. Yeah, reduces agitation of nearby slimes, especially rock slimes who obviously don't understand toys. Oh, we'll have to buy that for our little rock slimes then. The yarn ball, which of course the tabby slimes love, and the nightlight reduces agitation of nearby slimes, especially phosphor slimes who are just as spooked by the dark as the rest of us. Oh my gosh, we might need to buy this right away then, because we did leave our phosphor slimes in the grotto. So if they're afraid of the dark, then they must be a little bit spooked right now. I thought they would enjoy it because they glow so softly themselves. So hopefully being together was just enough to keep them all nice and happy. But oh my goodness, they are having a feast in here. There are tons and tons of Q-berries all over the place. Well, at the very least, they seem to be enjoying their nightlight, so you guys can continue eating away, giving us all sorts of lovely plorts to take along with us on our journeys. And we are going to go see if we have some hexacombs to collect. As always, our apiary should be right down here, right at the front. Oh geez, right next to all these tars too. Get out of here, little guy. We don't need you hopping around as we're trying to collect all of our different items. We have some buzzwax from that one, and there we go. There's our one hexacomb that we need, so the teleporter is a go. Let's just splash this guy though so he's not in our way as we try to make our way around to our second apiary. Tons of wild honey and hexacombs and buzzwax to go around. Very, very nice, and we might even want to scoop up some of these tabby slimes too. If we have some extra space, we can turn them into the Dervish slimes to keep our new guy company. I guess we'll have to figure out where we can get our hands on these strange diamonds too, because I'm sure we're going to need some more of those to make even more of the teleporters in the future. We have different colors that we can use, so each color could go to a different place, but we do have just enough resources thanks to our brand new lava dust to make this warp depot too. So we'll have to keep that in mind for the future too, but for now, I'm happy playing with just our teleporter. Now last but not least, let's give you a couple of friends. I'm sure you could use some extra little Dervish slimes that know your ways, of course. We'll go ahead and take a couple of these plorts and send them right back inside so you guys can turn into lovely giant spinning Dervish slimes just like the original. Oh my gosh, they are so very cute, and they love their pairs too. I'm glad they're settling in very well. We have all of the air nets that we'll need, so hopefully we won't have to worry about our ranch getting completely blown away while we're gone. No tornadoes outside that corral, please. Now we'll place our first teleporter, I guess right here, right in the main part of our ranch, right next to this, in fact, our little 7Z Corporation upgrade machine. Let's install the first pad, and then I guess we'll place the other one somewhere around the glass desert, so it'll be super, super easy for us to get to it. I'll bet that little glass pad in the back is going to change into the icon for the glass desert once we place the other side down, which will make it super easy for us to tell these apart too. But let's just make sure there's nothing else for us to buy here. Yeah, no new heart modules or anything of the sort, so we're going to have to dive back into the glass desert without any more upgrades to spare. We'll just give you guys some more food because it looks like some of you are getting a little bit hungry, and then we'll go ahead and suck up some of these lovely rock plorts. I'm not 100% sure how many we'll need, so we'll just take a whole bunch, and then we might as well bring some of the chickens along with us too, just in case we can offer it to that very mysterious carnivorous Gordo. We still haven't seen the Tangle slimes for ourselves, just the Gordo version, so I am quite looking forward to snagging some of those if we happen to make him explode. If all goes well though, this should be the last time that we'll have to make this really, really long trek. We'll set up the other side of the teleporter in the safest place possible, since we don't know if there's going to be some sort of solar anomaly taking place when we go through that teleporter. I would hate to be right in the thick of things. So we'll see if there's any kind of secluded, shady area that we can place it in, kind of like where the Gordo itself was hiding. I think they're actually sitting right on top of one of the teleporters too, just judging by the map that we have. But yeah, let's see if we can place the teleporter anywhere inside here. No, it doesn't look like we have any gadget areas inside this shrine. Maybe just outside? Or can we not place any gadgets around here at all? Oh, that would be very, very disappointing. Is there anything we can place here? Yeah, there we go. There's one right there. There's one a little bit further down. I suppose for now we'll place it right over here because this is very, very close to the exit. So if anything goes wrong, we should be able to scoot on back to that giant teleporter and get out safely. But here we are back in the glass desert, and don't be fooled by the bare scenery, by the quiet nature. At any time, we might find fire sprouting up from the ground, and there's our adorable little Dervish slime. Though they're not quite so happy here, so we are going to steer clear of that guy, because most likely he's going to send a giant tornado after us. Let's try to collect our bearings with the map too. If I remember correctly, the slime statues that we were looking for were off to the right. We went into one of these side rooms and we found tons and tons of rock statues that were just waiting to be filled. And speaking of which, let's see if we can fill you up anymore. We have chucked a couple of little chickens into your mouth so far, so I'm not sure if this is going to be quite enough for you because you look like you could use lots of food before you're going to be satisfied. Yeah, you're so very close. He's pulsing now with this eerie light around him. Let's see if we can find any more of those painted hens then. Since there aren't too many slimes around here to eat them before we can get to them, we'll go ahead and suck these up and see if it'll be just enough to burst our very first glass desert Gordo. Nope, not quite enough, but he is still rapidly pulsing, so just a few more ought to do the trick. I think we've basically cleaned out this area of chickens, so we'll just have to keep our eyes open as we explore some more and see if we can find any more to offer to that giant Tangle Gordo. But yeah, I think if we go off this way, we should find these ruins, and hidden around here should be some little statues for us to use. There's one way over there. Let's see if we can shoot it from down here. Hopefully, if we can get it right inside that mouth, there we go. That's one down, and two because there's another one right behind us, and three way off in the corner over here. There must be some more though, so let's see if we can get a higher view. I would imagine they have to be somewhere in this room after all. There is some higher platform up here, but I don't think we can reach it with our jetpack. It's just a little bit too weak to get all the way up to that platform. We might be able to get up to this level now. Yeah, we can go all the way to the top, but it looks pretty bare up here too. Oh no, I was hoping there would be a little statue hidden away up on the top corners, but at least this gives us a pretty good view of the rest of the place. I suppose there could be some slime statues inside this little room. I don't think we've actually been here yet. Oh my gosh, what on earth is this place? Wait a second, let's see what this little tip has to say. The desert is a harsh place for sure, but there are little pockets like this where life is waiting to flow back into the soil and reach toward the clouds. Of course, it might happen a little faster if you give it a helping hand. Use that noggin, Beatrix from H. Oh dear, so it is a little puzzle after all. This place looks gorgeous though. Can we do anything with this fountain, I wonder? Oh, ancient water. Wait a second, we might be able to use this to water those plants. It's a limited time thing too, so let's try to find it way up here in the middle and let's see if this works. Is this going to be enough to water the plant? Oh my gosh, yes it certainly is. Renewal. It's bringing life back to the entire desert. Oh my gosh, new slimes too! The mosaic slimes and boom slimes. Let's grab a couple of these. The mosaic slimes are one of my absolute favorites, remarkable from every angle. Can you guys even imagine what the mosaic slimes are going to look like when they're mixed with the adorable tabbies? That is going to be so much fun. Oh my goodness, and in the dark you can see these rainbow glowing lights on the walls. Uh-oh, it looks like we may have overstayed our welcome though. So just because we have renewed this area does not mean that it's clear from all of the natural disasters it seems. This is yet another one of those solar anomalies. So let's see if we can hide out with our Gordo friend. Maybe you wouldn't mind if we take shelter in here for a little while as we wait for the storm to pass. I don't exactly have any more chickens to offer you, unfortunately. You know, it kind of looks like, are those actually slimes out there? Wait a second, we might have even more slimes to bring back with us if this fire isn't going to go straight into this building too. Well, something tells me we'll have to investigate this before the storm is over anyway. Yeah, those are definitely slimes. If I can find one and suck one up before it disappears, then maybe we can take that home too. In fact, there's one right over there. Oh my gosh, you remind me of the puddle slimes. It's actually its opposite, the fire slime. Like a little campfire, except that it moves and it's a slime. Yeah, those are some pretty big differences, I would think, but we'll suck up as many of these as we possibly can. I wonder if they're going to be just as shy as their little puddle cousins. We'll go ahead and grab 4 of them because I think that was the maximum amount of puddle slimes that we could have inside one pond, but oh my gosh, is it over yet? We're done with you, Firestorm. You can go away now, please. There we go. Much, much better. Now the fire seems to be gone, and of course it took all of those little fire slimes along with it. So we'll bring these back to the ranch too, and we'll see if we can find a way to keep them contained. If I remember correctly, we had to build one of the incinerators to keep them. I do vaguely remember the fire slimes being part of the description, so we'll have to see if we can find it. Oh my gosh, it's like a giant dome. A dome containing this one fragile piece of life. Well, this makes this crazy place absolutely worth it. So I guess in the next episode, what we'll do is we'll come back here after we get our new mosaic slimes and fire slimes all settled in, and we'll grab some more of this lovely ancient water to grow some more of those plants with. We saw so many of those mysterious plants. I mean, I wonder what this place is going to look like once it's completely grown. But in the shimmering light of the fountain, let's go ahead and read just one more of our Slimepedia entries. I believe last time we ended on the crystal slime, so now we get to read about the mischievous hunter slime, just like our tabbies. The hunter slime is the wild cousin of the tabby slime. A much more capable creature than the playful tabbies, the hunter slime excels at stalking the chickens of the far, far range. Oh, so it's like a wildcat as opposed to the domesticated tabby cat that we keep around our ranch. A hunter slime's slimological makeup allows for a natural cloaking ability that renders it almost completely invisible. Their only tell is their giant almond eyes, which can often be seen hovering in the dark. This effect is often described by unsuspecting ranchers as, yeah, I know the feeling. Remember when we saw all of those glowing eyes jumping around the amass blanket? But those guys were tricky because they were largos, so they were very dangerous too. A hunter slime has keen senses and can detect its prey from great distances. This makes finding a good location for the corrals challenging. Additionally, the wild nature of the hunter is also passed on to any largos formed from its plorts. A newly created hunter largo will always be feral. A prepared rancher knows that breeding hunter largos should always be done slowly with a few chickens on hand to calm them down. Okay, so that explains why we had a little bit of trouble with our honey hunter largos, of course. We didn't know that at the time, but that makes quite a bit of sense, especially because these guys seem so wild themselves. Amazingly, a serum can be made from the hunter slime plorts that can actually render a person invisible. The effect only lasts for about a day, but this serum is nonetheless incredibly popular back on Earth as many people find its effects very soothing. Sometimes you feel like you just want to disappear for a while, but then about a day goes by and you realize that not only did you miss being seen, but others miss seeing you too. Well, that's adorable. So you can turn invisible just like these hunter slimes, though I wonder if you would only be able to see a person's eyes. Maybe not so adorable in that case. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!